Stay tuned for the best berry ever coming up. This is the Happy Diabetic Kitchen, the podcast about people who love to eat and cook healthy. This is your guide to the world of healthy cooking and conversations about happy diabetic living and lifestyles, where we simply turn ordinary ingredients into something extraordinary. Welcome to the kitchen, and let's get cooking. Hello everyone, I am Chef Robert Lewis, the Happy Diabetic. Welcome to the internet's most delicious cooking podcast. As always, I'm here in the kitchen getting ready to explore a healthy diabetic lifestyle. I want to take the mystery out of healthy cooking and explore some amazing foods and my personal diabetic journey with all my successes and all my challenges. I want to help you live your best happy diabetic lifestyle. So welcome to the kitchen. If you're new to the show, I'm happy you're here. And with me in the kitchen is my son Jason, engineer, producer of the podcast. Hey Jason, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Awesome. How's life treating you?
You know, life's pretty good.
Me too. And it's springtime here in Iowa. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Baseball season.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great time of the year. And this time of the year is very special for lots of things that are growing. Are you a big farmer's market kind of a guy?
You know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me too. I love the farmer's market. We've got some episodes that we've done about the farmer's market, so tune into that. I'll put a link to those episodes. But for today, and listen, if you've never listened to our podcast, I want to welcome you to the podcast. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. I am a chef living with type 2 diabetes since 1998. And I've figured out how to live happy and healthy and to eat right. And I just am excited to share with you my story. So that's what this podcast is all about. Sharing our stories of health and happiness and food, which we love. Right, Jason?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, flavors, foods, fresh vegetables. And today, one of my favorite things of all time, and we're just about in that season. Any idea what it is, Jason? Any idea what the food of the day is? And we haven't really talked about this.
I don't know. Any clues?
It's one of my favorites, and when it comes to ice cream, it's certainly one of my favorites.
Okay, that's a pretty good hint.
Yeah.
I know your favorite ice cream is strawberry ice cream.
It is, and I'm, you know how it is. You go to these great dessert places that have 1,000 flavors. For me, it's always strawberry. So today, the berry of the day will be strawberries. So I'm really excited to share with you some thoughts about strawberries, some facts that I think are interesting about strawberries. And today in the kitchen, the recipe of the podcast will be my fruit bruschetta. And I'm going to teach you all about macerating berries. Not massacring. Macerating, which is a great way to use berries that maybe have kind of reached their prime and are heading down the other direction. And how about this, Jason? Have you ever had an oven roasted strawberry?
No, I haven't.
I mean, we've had broccoli roasted and asparagus, but I'm going to give you the 411 on oven roasted strawberries. So this and much, much more, I think let's get in the kitchen and get cooking.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Strawberries, it's all about strawberries. Love those things. But did you know, Jason, that strawberries are really a member of the rose family?
No, I did not.
I mean, if you think about it, how fragrant they are and how fragrant roses are, they're a member of the rose family. And it's the only fruit which has seeds on the outside. Okay, here's the trivia question of the day. How many seeds does the average strawberry have on the outside?
I don't know. How about 80?
Absolutely incorrect. 200 is the right one. Who would have known? And the amazing thing about strawberries is it's the first fruit that ripens in the spring season. So here we are.
Nice.
Spring, the strawberries are about to happen. And if you've got a U-Pick strawberry farm close to your house, I would check it out because that's a very fun way to get your strawberries. 1 acre of land can grow about 50,000 pounds of strawberries. And strawberries are grown in every single U.S. state and every single Canadian province. So you can find strawberries in your neighborhood in the springtime. The amazing thing is, because of the world we live in, you can find strawberries just about year-round. And any idea, Jason, which state produces the most strawberries in the country?
No idea.
75% of all the crops in the U.S. come from California.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But where did the humble strawberry come from? Well, rumor has it originated in Europe in the 18th century. It's a hybrid of 2 wild strawberry species from North America and Chile. Typically, which we all know, the strawberries that we buy in the supermarket or the farmer's market are bright red, juicy, and sweet. And they're an excellent source of vitamin C and also contain a really decent amount of folate, which is vitamin B9 and potassium. So that little berry is one heaping, powerful, vitamin-packed fruit of love. They're also very rich in antioxidants. I like to think of antioxidants as rust prohibitors. They keep your body from getting rusty. And they also have super high benefits for heart health and blood sugar control. The amazing thing about strawberries is when it comes to carbs, sugar, and fiber, they're actually very low in each of those things. So let's talk about that. Carbs, about 7.7 grams for each strawberry. That's pretty low considering it's a complex carb. Sugar, 14.9 grams in your average strawberry. And fiber, 2 grams. And of course, we know the more fiber you can eat, the better you are and the slower the absorption of your sugar, right? We go back to the example of whole wheat breads and white breads. They're high in carbohydrates, but whole wheat bread is typically high in fiber, which makes bread digest slower. So anytime you can eat a complex carb that's high in fiber, the sugar digestion is much slower. Fresh strawberries are super high in water, so their total carb content is very low. Fewer than 8 grams of carbs per 3.5 ounces of strawberries. I mean, that's really good. Most of these berries come from simple sugars. I mean, the carbs in a berry is a simple sugar, such as glucose, fructose, or sucrose, but they also contain a decent amount of fiber. Now, if you're familiar with the glycemic index, the GI, what they like to call it, strawberries have a score of 40, which is relatively low. Lower the score on the GI, lower the score in your glycemic index is good. That's kind of what you want. And I had a hard time getting that out. But there's a whole list. For example, a bagel or a muffin is like 100 or 99, super high, which means the digestion is very fast, spiking your blood sugars. So strawberries are really a great way to help you to not spike your blood sugars, but get a really nice taste of sugar. So when it comes to fiber, fiber comprises about 26% of all carb contents in strawberries. So again, fiber is really great, super high. But now, the question that so many people have is, what do I look for in a strawberry? I mean, how do I buy them? Well, when you're looking to buy strawberries, in the supermarket, they're available all year round. Sometimes they're British grown. Their season is from June to August, and they have a much sweeter flavor. Or Mexico produces lots of strawberries, and of course, California. So check the label and find out where your strawberries are coming from. Look for bright red fruit that's not bruised or blemished in any way. Now, store your strawberries in the fridge to keep them fresh for up to 4 to 7 days, but allow them to come to room temperature right before consuming, as the flavor are much more pronounced when they are slightly warmer. Now, a good tip is to never wash your strawberries until you're ready to use them. So listen, I know many of you have had strawberries, and I know that many people have told me that their doctor or someone has told them, hey, because you're diabetic, you can never eat strawberries again because strawberries are so high in sugar and blah, 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 whatever it might be. Listen, thank you for your opinion, but I'm here to tell you, when it comes to eating healthy, diabetic-friendly foods, everything in moderation. You've heard that before from me, with maybe the exception of cotton candy. But you're not going to eat 10 pounds of strawberries at one time. You're not going to eat 5 apples at one time. You're not going to eat 3 pounds of blueberries at one time. Everything in moderation, and strawberries are a wonderful, diabetic-friendly fruit that is not only delicious, but in a moment, so I'm going to talk to you about how versatile the little strawberry is. So when we come back, we're going to get into our ingredients for our delicious oven roasted strawberries, fruit bruschetta, and our macerated strawberries. So stay tuned for the recipes of the podcast. All right, it's time for our recipes of the podcast. Now listen. Keep driving, don't pull over. If you're riding your bike, which I love to do and listen to podcasts, you can keep riding. And if you're running or jogging or walking, keep on. Because all of these recipes will be available on my website, happydiabetic.com. Go to the blog and you'll see my recipes of the podcast. We'll also put a link to it on the front page. And of course, anywhere where you find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my YouTube page, Chef Robert Lewis, the Happy Diabetic, Chef of the World, all the recipes will be there. So I've got them all for you. So here we go. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start with probably the most unusual recipe for you, maybe, would be my amazing oven roasted strawberries. 2 ingredients and an oven set at 375 degrees. Here's what you're going to need. 2 pints of washed strawberries with the hull, that little greeny top, taken off. And 2 tablespoons of light or dark brown sugar. Now, I personally like dark brown sugar because it's got a little more mapley flavor. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. You're going to lay the berries on a single layer out on a baking pan. And you want a deeper pan so you can catch any and all juices that get released. Sprinkle evenly with the brown sugar, roast for 30 to 35 minutes, and just like that, you will have the most amazing oven roasted strawberries. And you can take the juice, put it in a pan with a little balsamic vinegar and reduce it for a beautiful little balsamic strawberry glaze. Now these oven roasted strawberries can go on ice cream, can go on pound cake, can go on angel food cake. They can even go in your amazing goat cheese and beet salad. So that's oven roasted strawberries in a flash. I think you'll love that recipe. Try it, and if you like it, reach out to me on Facebook and tell me all about it. All right, the next recipe I've got is probably my most requested recipe ever, and that's my fresh fruit bruschetta. Now, bruschetta, which you know is an Italian word, and it's typically tomatoes and onions and olive oil and garlic and basil on toast. So what I've done is I've taken angel food cake, sliced it, toasted it in the broiler, and topped it with strawberries, whipped cream, a little blueberry, some fresh raspberries, some chocolate sauce, and fresh mint. It's a super simple, easy recipe. And again, you'll find it on my website. There's pictures and easy to follow instructions. And for that dish, all you need is 4 1-ounce slices of angel food cake, some whipped cream, 4 strawberries, some blueberries, some fresh raspberries, a little cinnamon, a little chocolate sauce, some fresh mint leaves, and boom, you're going to have the most amazing dish you've ever seen. And stay tuned for the video. I will also be posting, watch out for the links, a video of how to make this dish simple and easy. All right, well, let's talk about the last recipe of the podcast, which is macerated strawberries. So I love to do this with strawberries that are just a little bit on the older side, that don't quite have quite the look. Now, to be honest, you could even do this with fresh strawberries. So what's in this dish? You need about a pound of strawberries, hulled, and I like to quarter them or cut them in half, and then 2 tablespoons of sugar, or I like to use Splenda. And all you do is you stir the strawberries and the sugar together in a medium bowl, or sugar and Splenda, or just Splenda in a medium bowl. Let stand at room temperature until the juices are released. It'll take about 30 minutes, and what happens is the sugar extracts the juices from the strawberry. Now you have this macerated strawberry mixture of strawberries and its own syrup with a little bit of Splenda or sugar. And they can be refrigerated overnight and held in the refrigerator for many, many days. Again, another amazing dish over ice cream or pound cake or angel food cake, or just to have as a snacky snack. It's really great. So if you've never heard of macerated strawberries, that's simply all it is strawberries and sugar together, and away you go. So those are the recipes of the podcast. I'll have all the links on my social media places and on my website, happydiabetic.com, under the blog area. And on the main page, you will see the recipe for the Happy Diabetic Fruit Bruschetta of Love. All right, enjoy. So be sure to follow me on all my social links. You'll simply find them all at happydiabetic.com. Just look for all my links at the top right-hand side of the page. And hey, if you have a question for me, go to my website, hit the contact tab, you ask questions, I'll answer them, and who knows, they might even become part of the next show. Maybe I'll select your question and send you some cookbooks as a big thank you. If you're loving what you hear in the kitchen, please leave a comment or feedback at Stitcher, Google Play, or Apple iTunes podcasts, or wherever you're listening, and your thoughts and comments are really appreciated. And listen, if you're really interested and excited, why don't you just subscribe to the podcast so I can deliver it to your place of listening every time a new episode comes up? I would greatly appreciate it, and thank you for all your support. Our podcast is produced and engineered by Jason Lewis. Our theme music by the Happy Diabetic Kitchen Band, and yours truly, Chef Robert, Chef of the World, on guitar. And of course, our kitchen mascots, Scout and Tucker. Well, thanks for tuning in, and let me leave you with this thought. Julia Child once said, always remember, if you're alone in the kitchen and you drop the lamb, you can always just pick it up. Who's going to know? Julia, so true. Well, so long for now, and remember, no one loves you more than me.